The McCanns say the picture was taken by Kate McCann, who had her son Sean, Amelie's twin, beside her as the photo was taken. That seems very probable. The 4 pictures that we can be certain were taken on that holiday certainly show Madeleine having fun running around the playground. But where are all the other photographs? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No photos except for the controversial tennis balls photo and the last photo. Do any more exist? It seems inexplicable, but I think there is an explanation. Let's see what it might be. First question, was this last photo of Madeleine released straight away by the McCanns? No, it wasn't. It didn't see the light of day for a further 3 weeks. Let's look at this issue very closely. When the alarm was raised about Madeleine by the McCanns at about 10 p.m. on Thursday the 3rd of May, clearly this photo was in the McCanns' camera. Not only that, but if we look at the photos taken by the Portuguese police that night, there is a camera, bold as brass, lying on the living room table. Now, if the Portuguese police and the general public wanted to know what Madeleine looked like, as indeed they did, what better photograph could there be than this one? Taken only hours, so it is said, before she was reported missing. But, most strangely, the McCanns and fellow members of their Tabos 7 didn't use it when giving out a photograph of Madeleine to the police that night. Why not? So, before I go on to analyse that so-called last photo of Madeleine in more detail, let's examine another very strange affair and look at what actual first photograph they did produce for the police the night they reported Madeleine missing. This is it. And the very first thing we observe about this photo is that it is not from the holiday and appears to be a much younger Madeleine, possibly having been taken a year or even more earlier. This question must be asked. Was this first photo of Madeleine prepared much earlier, maybe before the events of that evening, maybe even on the previous day? The evidence suggests that the McCanns may have got these first photo prints done elsewhere, and have not told us where and when and how they did this. Perhaps it's yet another deceit in a catalogue of deceptions. Now it's time to take a detailed look at some strange goings-on concerning the cameras of the McCanns and the Paynes, and the whole way these photos, or some of them, were made public. These are the bare facts about the last photo. 1. The photograph was certainly taken that week. 2. It shows Jerry McCann, one of the twins Amelie and Madeleine, sitting by the pool. 3. It is sunny at the moment it was taken. 4. The shadows are very short. The sun is at its highest in Portugal at about 1:35 p.m. that time of year, so it must have been taken around that time of day. 5. Jerry looks lightly tanned in this photo. 6. Yet in photos of him taken at the end of the week, after Madeleine had been reported missing, he looks to be significantly more tanned. 7. Despite many weird and wonderful claims that this photo has been photoshopped, 2 world experts in photography and photoshopping, after extensive forensic analysis, have pronounced this photograph to be a genuine photograph with no photoshopping. The 2 experts were asked by a Madeleine McCann researcher to give their opinions on condition of anonymity. He has shown me their reports. The researcher put to the 2 experts a range of amateur opinions that the photo may have been photoshopped this, that or the other way, including claims that one or other of the 3 individuals in the shot had been photoshopped into the photo to create a composite picture. 8. One expert is a highly respected university professor of photography. The other is the owner of a major digital photography business. One of their main lines of evidence is that all shadows on the photograph are consistent with each other and with the position of the sun at that time, high in the sky in the south. And such 100% consistency of shadows is almost impossible to fake. So just to make it clear that we are talking about a genuine photograph here, not a photoshopped one. Here is the professor's opinion. Quote, I have taken an initial look at the image. The The artifacts alluded to in the PDF document that you sent are simply JPEG compression artifacts as described here. If you magnify other parts of the image, you will see similar artifacts. I also performed a forensic analysis to determine if the lighting and the shadows on the people and background are consistent. They are. I see no other anomalies in the photo. So, at first glance, I see no evidence of photo tampering. But then the professor adds something very important. I will add that it is fairly easy to change dates on an image's metadata or for these dates to be wrong. The owner of the major digital photography business held the same view. From what I saw, I couldn't see anything that would lead me to believe beyond reasonable doubt it had been doctored. The fringing mentioned can be caused by auto-sharpening used in consumer digital cameras to make better or sharper images. These artifacts can often be made worse from image compression algorithms out of Photoshop or other image manipulation software. According to the McCanns, the photo was taken at 2:29 p.m. on the 3rd of May, hours before Madeleine was reported missing. But could the date or time it was taken have been changed? But let's move on to a much more significant area of concern, namely the weather on the day that photograph was taken. If we look at the photograph, we see very short shadows. The sun was at its highest that time of year around 1:35 p.m. The photograph was probably taken within 1 hour of that time. The last photo is said to have been taken at 2:29 p.m. So the shadows, at least, are consistent with what the McCanns say about this photograph. The shadows show us that it was a sunny day at the moment the photo was taken. Let us also consider these 6 points. 1. Jerry McCann is dressed in a t-shirt and shorts. 2. He is wearing sunglasses. 3. There is a sheen of perspiration visible on his forehead. 4. The children are both wearing sun hats. 5. Jerry McCann's feet are in the pool, which Kate described in her book as very cold. 6. There is no obvious sign of any cooling breeze in the picture. Some might say this picture could have been taken in a few moments of sun on an otherwise cloudy day. But with Jerry coming out to the pool with his sunglasses on, in his shorts, and with perspiration on his brow, it is surely likely that this was a very warm day with plenty of sunshine. So how does the weather at the beginning of the McCanns holiday week compare with the weather on Thursday, the day Madeleine was reported missing? Let's have a close look. Here we have a chart showing the weather records for Praia de Luz on the Thursday. We can also see the same weather pattern for the week as a whole if we look at this weather chart. If we look at the top of the chart, we see the temperatures up to 21 degrees C, that's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, on the Saturday and Sunday. Then they fall away for the rest of the week, until once again the temperatures slowly begin to rise again at the end of the week. If we now look at the bottom of the chart, we see that on Saturday and Sunday there is no cloud cover at all, whilst from Monday onwards we see a great deal of cloud. They show that in the Thursday there was about 50% cloud cover from dawn, rising to nearly 100% cloud cover by the early afternoon. The temperature chart shows us that the temperature on Thursday rose from a cool 13 degrees C, 55 Fahrenheit in the morning, to just 17 degrees C, 63 Fahrenheit around midday, when the photo was supposed to have been taken, and then to 19 degrees C, 66 Fahrenheit in the afternoon. This then does not look like a day which is so warm that it causes a man to dress only in a t-shirt and shorts, dipping his feet into a cold pool, to have sweat on his brow. Not only that, but as we saw just now, Kate McCann confirms this with her own words in her book. The weather was a little on the cool side, and I remember thinking I should have brought a cardigan for her. But again, this photograph hardly gives the impression of being a little on the cool side. Sunglasses, people in short sleeves and shorts, sun hats and sweaty brow, dipping their feet in a cold pool. In fact, the only 2 days on that holiday that were hot and sunny were the Saturday and Sunday. If we have a look at the weather chart for Sunday the 29th of April, we see that the maximum temperature after midday reaches 21 degrees C or 70 degrees Fahrenheit, certainly warmer than Thursday, and we also see that the day is sunny throughout, much more like sunglasses and shorts weather. One well-respected Madeleine McCann researcher, a retired former police superintendent, has collected dated photographs to show exactly how the weather changed on the Monday of that week. Here are 3 photographs taken from almost the same place on Saturday, Sunday and Monday respectively. Here is another picture taken on Sunday at nearby Lagos, a beautiful, clear, sunny day, just as the weather on the last photograph also appears to be. The following 3 pictures, taken on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, continue to show the cooler, cloudier weather persisting through the week. The change from the sunny weather of Saturday and Sunday to the cloudier, cooler, wetter airstream which reached the Algarve during the Monday is clear. Compared with the photographs we saw earlier from Sunday, the photos from Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday all show a much greater amount of cloud cover and evidence of a cooling wind. An ex-RAF man, now an expat living in Praia de Luz, kept daily weather records. His diary confirms the cloudier, windy, cooler conditions that prevailed on that Thursday when the last photo was supposed to have been taken. As most of you watching this film will be aware, there are hundreds, indeed thousands of people who discuss the disappearance of Madeleine McCann in depth on various websites, forums and blogs. Some of these people are experts in their field, and I'm going to now quote from one of them, a retired former police superintendent who has studied the case in depth and even written an e-book on the case, available on Kindle. This is part of his professional opinion on the last photo. On the first full day of a family holiday, children and adults are dressed in their new holiday clothes. Everyone goes out to explore the resort. They look at the pool, find the supermarket and generally get their bearings. And above all, if it is a fine sunny day, they take photos of the area, of the pool, of new and unaccustomed flowers and plants, cactuses, bougainvillea, and they take lots of photographs of their children, because you never know when it might turn cloudy or rain. Add this known behaviour to the weather reports and consider these existing photographs, and then add the relative ease with which the date can be altered on a digital image, and we may surely be forgiven for beginning to suspect that the last photo is not as it is being presented. Both Saturday and Sunday, the only 2 warm and sunny days that week, seem the probable days on which the last photo was taken, but the McCanns and their friends did not arrive in Praia de Luz until 3 p.m. on the Saturday, which rules out that day. We are forced by the available evidence to deduce that the last photograph was probably taken at lunchtime on Sunday, the 29th of April. Moreover, the retired former police officer goes on to make these very valid points. Again, I quote, "If, and only if this is correct, it gives rise to some serious concerns. The last photo may be a forgery. In English law, a forgery is any document that tells a lie about itself. It purports to be something it is not. In this case, a photo taken on Thursday the 3rd of May, the day Madeleine was reported missing. If the EXIF metadata showing the time and date had been altered, then a serious offence has been committed of attempting to pervert the course of justice. The person who altered the time and date would be involved. Any person who says it was taken on that date would also be involved. Any person who handled the photograph, the camera or the memory chip might be involved. The person who knowingly put this photograph into the public domain would very clearly be involved, and jointly they might all be guilty of conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. So the question to be asked is clear. Where was Madeleine at lunchtime on the 3rd of May 2007?